mean, if you can get amazing timings on the peel, like if Fuerte just farms like an absolute madman and just has the best laning stage, then you can just shut down the Medusa very quickly. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, I don't know. When you look at the lanes, like a PL Shadow Demon lane, feels like it doesn't hold up as well as a Dusa Silencer into their opposing off lanes. Like Dusa Silencer into Spiritbreaker Batrider's not bad. You can just Arcane Curse and prevent the Batrider from running up. And a Beastmaster Techies is pretty hard for a Shadow Demon PL to stop from getting aggressive as well. So I know. I feel like the lanes are just a little bit better for the cut once more. And for TiltedBoys, and that's what hurt them in the last game. That's what stalled out their timings. That's what allowed Scourge McDuck to just be massive in that Dusa the entire time.
So he was. And there goes the horn. Ush might try and contest for this bottom boundary room, but does decide better of it. Obviously, a little bit too dangerous by himself. Going to be a 2-for-2 trade on the boundary rooms to get started, and as per usual, we'll start off with the mid lane, of course. MTD going to be on the mid Pango against Wildcard on the mid Puck. I mean, you'd maybe make the argument the Puck should have a decent time as... Oh, we've seen this before, by the way. In fact, I don't know if you've seen that, John, but there's a new trick with Sentry Wards now, where you can put a Sentry Ward by the T2 tower, which we just saw, and you can make it so the creep wave does not end up going to the exact spot you want it to. And see, now the creep wave is going to push underneath the tier 1 tower. And what's going to happen is after this creep wave, the equilibrium is going to be pushed back the way of TiltedBoys because the creep wave is going to be near their tier 1 tower.
Huh. It's a rather interesting way to go about things here.
It's a great trick, John.
Too hard.
Well, I mean, it's a Spirit Breaker off lane, right? So you kind of rely on the creep wave being close to your tower, I would argue.
Yeah. Looks like it is at the least going to help Osh ride through his rough 2 level. It's like 1 to 2 for Spirit Breaker. Doesn't feel great into this matchup. So you should be able to get a little bit more. It's not going to stop Scourge McDuck from farming too much, but he barely has lane control. So that is a massive upside here for the side of TiltedBoys, and that should allow maybe a more stable start again for Osh and Skyward. We'll see if they can use that sort of early rush into the level 2 and 3 to apply some pressure. Into a Silencer, it just doesn't feel like it'll do as much. But again, all you want is to just get out of lanes unscathed. Still taking a look up top lane as well. Ferte and Dor on the PL, and Shadow Demon up against Ade and B-God on that Beastmaster Techies. This lane is not a simple one for a PL. It can get scary. Your early levels in Doppel are pretty long in cooldown. So once you see that commitment, you spam the Axis, you spam the Sticky Bomb, you line up for a Blast Off. If Door doesn't get off the save with Disruption, it can get really awkward really fast. And this is the lane that, again, you want to go well for TiltedBoys. You don't want this PL to wait a long time for a Diffusal Manta. Kind of need to get out of gates of running and apply that pressure and Medusa from this hero.
Yeah. Fuerte, I mean, top lane already taking so much damage. He's going to doppel at least the Sticky Bomb off. I must admit as well, like, about that bot lane point, John, it's a bit of a miss as well from the cut, because generally speaking, you're meant to get level 2 earlier due to that sentry trick. Like, there's the -2 putting that sentry ward down by the T2 tower is that you lose the level 2 timing. But that didn't actually happen, which I think maybe due to the fact that Imperium did scout the, did end up soaking half the XP away from Scourge McDuck. To be fair, I don't know if the level 2 timing on the cut would have made it any more worth it anyway. Which is maybe why you saw TiltedBoys do that trick, because the level 2 doesn't do anything for the cut anyway. But yeah, it still didn't work out. Like, they didn't get the level 2.
I think it's not too bad. And basically what it comes down to, despite all of this talk about EXP, I mean, as long as you're farming Medusa, like, the EXP is kind of a moot point in this lane. Just, you can't do too much on Spirit Breaker Batrider unless Scourge McDuck just like overstays his welcome somehow and is like very far away from Imperium. Like, maybe right now in this pull, that's kind of your opening, but they don't even manage to find that. So Scourge McDuck's perfectly happy. And now for the Imperium at level 3, level 2 Arcane Curse, you really just can't stand here. Like, Osh can't back you up on a Spirit Breaker. He can't commit for a charge. Gets run down with the slow DOTs from Empyrean and the right clicks from Scourge McDuck. And you have a pretty free Deuce lane in the end, despite all their shenanigans.
I mean, I'm pretty happy about it, though. Like, to be fair, this trick does allow Ash to get a bunch of CS very early on, which I don't think he should have gotten. So even though the Medusa's still farming, I think you kind of understand that she was going to do that anyway. It's like, even where the creep wave is right now, it's just going to feel really nice for Ash. It's top lane. Fuerte again, dropping very, very low. Can doppel the sticky bomb and will do so. At the very least, he's alive in this top lane. But it's certainly not a very fun lane for the PL at the moment. This bottom lane, Ash almost going down. Empyrean actually getting dived right now by Skyward. Skyward maybe going a little bit deep here, but he is. Empyrean gets the kill.
Yeah. Gets killed, doesn't die. That was like a couple of blood grenades being tossed across the board as well. And you're just pretty happy with the lane. You know, you're getting some free farm on your Dusa. All the lanes actually coming out really strong from the cut. Like that mid lane, which we kind of ignored for a while. MTD is pulling ahead by a huge amount. And we talked about the puck here. Level 6 is big for the hero in terms of stopping the aggression from MTD with both the Swash and the Rolling Thunder not going to feel too great with that coil up. But until that point, well, you're just kind of copying it. The Pango has better uptime and harassment, much stronger durability as well with a shield crash. There's not too much Wildcard can really do to offset that here.
Certainly not. Every lane right now has gone quite badly for TiltedBoys. I like. Seems like the cut have won every lane up until this point. So at least Fuerte is finding some decent farm now in the PL. Definitely doesn't seem as threatened by the presence of the Techie Beastmaster. I mean, I guess up until that level 6 mark of the Beast, you might not be too scared. Mind you, even after he gets the roar up, Door is still probably going to be around with disruption, so chances are you are not going to be able to secure a kill onto the PL during the lane. But, like I said, John, every lane has just gone the way of the cut anyway, so I don't think you really care about killing the PL right now.
No, not a high priority. I think as long as you hit your item timings on Ade, then you don't really care too much. And Fertus always forced to hold the doppel for the sticky bomb.
He might be dead.
Which means,
oh, nice disruption. Very nice disruption there from Door to ensure that Fuerte did not take the blast off damage. It's like he did have the one charges anyway, so he was going to be fine regardless of what happened. But Door is already ready to go whenever with that disruption. So good to see he's quick on the fingers. MTD though, mid lane dropping very low, not going to get hit by the orb, but Wildcard is still going. Shield crash is not going to help either. Not enough damage reduction, and Wildcard now getting the tip here from Ush. That's a bit of a miss from MTD because it seemed like he dived past the tier 1 tower and gets punished for it.
Yeah, he had the DD up. I think he was just really looking for a kill opportunity with that power rune going his way, but doesn't manage to find the opening, overextends, doesn't get the roll with the coil coming out, and just doesn't have the angle afterwards. So good plays coming out from Wildcard to finally get something going on that puck and just try to get a little bit more coming out of that lane. And you're still in a pretty good spot here for MTD, but certainly a little bit of catch-up now. Not something you look down on for Wildcard. Again, a bit of a slower game, just 2 kills on the board. Maybe a little
MTD
bit of push
again.
up top, although mid.
Yeah, mid lane, he's got the Rolling Thunder. Just the threat of it being used is enough to force TiltedBoys back, realizing they don't have the burst damage without the Dream Coil to really secure the kill here onto MTD. Of course, Lasso was not up on the Batrider either. Skyward is level 4 at the moment, as Pyrian is going to show up, trying to secure those power runes once again, and Skyward actually picks up the Invis once again, proving to be quicker handed than the cut at the very least, as Ash. Gonna go for the chase. Nice Dream Coil there, and now MTD's in trouble again. Whoopsie daisies, the pen goes down another time.
He's overextending quite a fair bit. He's not respecting that Dream Coil at all, every single time. That's very similar to how he died mid, except, well, he didn't even get the Rolling Thunder off last time around. So 2 big kills for the side of TiltedBoys. Both kills going their way of Wildcard, and both kills being on the Pango. It's not something to kind of give away on the cut. Like, yeah, your lanes are going great. Yes, your Deuce is still crushing it freely down bot, and you're still lined up for this good timing on Ade, but having the puck pop off like this, get Witchblade blink timing, it's going to be hard to handle that here as well.
Oh, they finally got
Okay.
it. Volodka's going to go down. That was a beautiful setup there from Empyrean. Just to make sure he got the last word off. No orbing back for the puck. Meanwhile, Skyward now being chased down, but does avoid the sticky bomb initiation from B-God. TD going to just take the creeps away from him. Not going to allow the free farm there for the Batrider. Skyward is still trying to mess around here with the Pango, but it's not going to do any damage here to the old Pangoli. Well, Ade has been left alone top lane. I say that, Empyrean's rotated now. Thor, he'll go for a disruption on himself, but he is going to be surrounded here by Ade and Empyrean. Yeah, nice easy kill to the rather the Beastmaster. Skyward, I mean, he does rotate, but without the lasso up, can you really afford to get much done? Global silences pop just to ensure that Empyrean will survive, as now Volodka's going to drop. Oh, poor guy just rotated trying to help get a kill.
Yeah, I think the one silver lining here for TiltedBoys is, well, Ferte runs off. At the very least, he doesn't get roared off, doesn't get controlled, and doesn't get bursted down. So that's one silver lining. It's kind of a stretch, but, you know, you got to try to find some positives, you know, and try to stall the game out at this point. You do hit that point now where you are set for a slightly slower start in your PL. The Fusel timing is still lined up, but something like the Mantis can be a little bit slower. So Ade free to just push in, free to work into his own ags, and then they can build off of MTD. Like, lots of emphasis mid from the cut, keeping Empyrean, keeping B-God around just to get this push. Shield rune up for MTD. Very safe to just keep up that pressure. Still has a Rolling Thunder as well if they decide to go for something, if they see some commitment here.
Well, that mid-tier 1 tower is just gone now. The Cart able to get a free tier 1 mid-tower for themselves. No contest here from TiltedBoys. Now the Cart looking to maybe rotate up top and see if they can find Fuerte. Charge is out from Ash, but it is going to be cancelled here. It was just giving a bit of vision onto Ade. Speaking of Ade, he'll just start on the top tier 1 tower now, knowing that there's not really much in the way of stopping him from doing this. And of course, he has queued up the Ag, so Drums of Slom will be on the way once he does have enough gold for it. I don't think it's going to take him too long. The mid lane, MTD, jump in is there onto the Pango. Shield Crash never really got off. And it seems like MTD is just set to fall, though they will chase down at least the puck. Roar is going to connect, so Volodka does drop. B-God even finding a nice blast off here into Ash. The Mind's not doing anything here for B-God. Spirit Breaker is just able to run out of there scot-free. But at least you get yourself a trade. Like, even if you lose MTD first, they get something back for their trouble.
Yeah, you're not going to feel too bad on the side of TiltedBoys. And you kind of need this puck to tie in with some early timings on the Spirit Breaker to get going. So that kill is still massively important. It does take a lot of commitment. Like, lasso Dream Coil out onto that one target is a lot, and that does mean Scourge McDuck just has the freest game of his life. I'm a little bit surprised that all this movement's onto mid, rather than trying to catch out Dedusa before she gets stat items up, but with the Yasha and with the gold built up now on your Dedusa, I mean, that Mantis coming in. The early stats are going to come into play, and then, well, it's a lot harder to look for that burst play, you know, unless you drag in Ferta somehow. He does opt for the Yasha first, so not going for the Diffusal build-up just yet. Should probably pick that up afterwards. And he is free to go into jungle now as well and kind of get that going for himself. So at the least you're out of that dicey lane into the Beastmaster. But again, your timings are kind of lining up better on the cut. It's still a free time for Scourge. Ade's still going to have this Ags up in 1,200 gold. And MTD, despite these stats, I mean, he still hits a really good timing in the Fusel. So he's still able to play around and melt a lot of heroes if you're not careful.
Yeah, he certainly does. The Cart, they are going to pop a smoke here as 3 together in the mid lane. Rushing towards the Dire jungle. They're going to run into Ash. She's going to back his way out. at the right time here on the Spirit Breaker. So instead, it might be time to head up north and find Wildcard instead. Because still hanging about. It's a matter of whether they can get the big jump in they're looking for. He did just commit the orb, but has it back up and available. Still, the global silence is going to ensure that he has no escape route. Well and truly worth it for Empyrean to just pop that immediately. TiltedBoys, just no time to react to this.
No. And that opens up a bit of a shove top if they wanted to continue that process here with Ade. They're going to take it slow. Let's kind of farm up the jungle as they go along, applying pressure. It's still so much space out for Scourge McCock. I'm just surprised this Deuce has been left uncontested this long, like. And they finally get some pressure onto that bottom tier 1. But Scourge McCock's already on his way to a butterfly. Has the quarterstaff up. Once that full butterfly's up, like, what are you going to do about this hero? You can still try to burn down for sure with, say, your Bat Rider here, but Ferret is not going to be a solution for a long time. Even with the diffusal up, like, that Deuce is still going to feel really tanky up front here.
Yeah, absolutely. Pings are out towards MTD. They're going to try and find the Pangolier here in the mid lane. TD, get connected here with a flame break. We'll go for the diffusal blade onto the Bat Rider, though, and just ensure that they cannot get in range for a lasso attempt. Skyward not able to find the big initiation. I mean, maybe Fuerte just makes the call here, like, let me at least have diffusal blade up before we get going. Especially against the Deucer. But with the butterfly incoming, like, even the diffusal blade's not going to feel like much. You know, it's just that evasion proves to be way too difficult to deal with as a PO. They are surrounding top lane. Looks like they are going to try and go after the Beastmaster. They've got the charge up and a big blast off. Be gone! Oh, the damage! Ush is down. So is Skyward. Empyrean trying to get in range to get some last word off here. MTD, he's going to pop the Rolling Thunder. They'll chase down the puck, but it seems like they're going to miss out on everyone. The chase still goes on for Door. Never mind. MTD at least going to find a position 5. Triple kill for MTD. But it's all off the back of the setup here from B God. It's Empyrean. Even he's going to make it out. Fuerte cannot secure a kill.
It's a big win for the Cot. I mean, sure, you managed to pin down this Beastmaster. Again, you're forced to use your coil up on the hero. You're forced to use lasso and I kind of tried to chain down the lasso and the Nether Strike as well. And, well, he already had the Axe Gold anyway. Bought it out right before that fight started. Would have actually, might have been able to live if he had the Axe in the middle of that fight, but doesn't fly out fast enough. And getting all those kills onto MTD, he had like 2.2k come into his account right then. Enough for the full Ultimate Orb, going into the full Linken's. So it has a way of stopping the lasso, stopping the Spirit Breaker. You know what's a funny solution to Spirit Breaker, Mike, that I don't think a lot of teams do in pro play, but you see it in pubs? I've seen a lot of people, when they're ahead, go 5 Linken Spheres up against Spirit Breaker. And then what do? Yeah, they try to charge in, 1 Linken's breaks, they reapply it, breaks again. If you charge in successfully, you get another Linken's on top for the Nether Strike. Look, Spirit Breaker's a funny hero when you get multiple Linken's up.
It is. It's a weird one though, because you can also pop Linken's from across the map. So it's, if you get the right call from your team, like, hey, I need this Linken's broken, it's pretty easy to just suddenly pop it as the Spirit Breaker with some vision. Here we go, the cut. They'll rotate down towards the bottom lane. Tier 1 tower is set to go down. Ade immediately jumped here by Ash, but there's your Rolling Thunder. MTD actually connecting on the Spirit Breaker, but they didn't have the vision. Or maybe they do, because Ash is still getting hit by it. Door's the one being focused though on the Shadow Demon. So he's just going to drop for free. But TiltedBoys, they might be pretty happy with that. Like, only taking down the SD is not that big of a deal for them. So the cut may be a little bit upset that they didn't find a bit more than that. Nevertheless, at least TiltedBoys, they get out with the other 4.
And they bail out with 4 heroes, and they manage to find a tier 1 in the end. The side of Cut will be able to trade, finding that bot tier 1 for themselves. You're very close to the full Crimson Guard now for Ade. So another way of mitigating some of that output coming out here from Ferte. It's going to be a while until he can safely overwhelm that. And there's that full butterfly we were talking about in Scourge McDuck. So the Deuce is not really a target you can safely gun down. Especially once that Scotty's up with more stats. It's going to be more than enough for Scourge McDuck to feel safe here. Like, Ush runs up and Scourge McDuck literally zero cares. He knows he can't die right now.
Big wraparound here from the cart. Excuse me, rather, TiltedBoys. Scourge gonna get charged. Ush, Nether Strike will land as well. He needs some help. Scourge, he's gonna have the global silence to back him up. And look at the damage output. They cannot deal with it. They actually just cannot deal with it. Like, they get close with the mana pool dropping a little bit low, but not anywhere near low enough. And now the teammates are here. The cut, they have rejoined, they have regrouped at the top lane, and they might just push top tier 2 tower while they're out. Or they might force a fight, because TiltedBoys, they are moving in. Coil's going to be there. MTD does get caught out. Lassiter break the coil, but he is still alive, though he will never get the Rolling Thunder off in time. Now, BGod jumping in onto Wildcard, going to allow a setup onto the puck, but it's a pretty messy team fight at the moment. BGod dropping very, very low, still somehow knocked down, but eventually will get lanced here by Fuerte. The problem is, where's this Medusa? Scourge is coming in. That's when TiltedBoys realize they can't really fight any longer, but they have found themselves a great fight.
Yeah.
They should be happy.
They get some good kills. That's some sick timing coming out from BGod. Getting the blast off as you go out of the phase shift there. Managing to net them that follow-up kill on the puck, but losing MTD does cut off a lot of your impact. Again, they're getting good chain stunts off this way. Just Dream Coil into either Ned Strike outside or Lasso out, and it's more than enough to find yourself that burst window onto the Pangolier. Should be rectified with the full Lincolns coming out shortly in 400 gold. So you'll have some solutions on hand. Still a 5k lead running for the cut side of the TiltedBoys. I mean, we saw the hesitation from Fuerte to come in as soon as Adi was in the middle of it. It's like, I do not want to tempt fate with the drums of Islam. So they have to play it safe. Roach is opened up though. First age is going the way of Scourge McDuck. And if you couldn't deal with one life in Dusa, you definitely can't deal with 2 lives here. So we'll see what the side of the TiltedBoys do. Last time we saw them play behind, with the ages up, they did do a great job of dodging out fights. I think you can kind of stick to that same playstyle from game 1 here, if you so wish.
Sure seems like they can. TD, there's your Lincoln's broken down to the bottom lane. It's the charge being committed here from Ush. Nobody around to really capitalize off that, sadly. I don't believe he actually knew the Lincoln's was up yet. Ag's coming out soon on Fuerte, so you're going to have the bouncing Spirit Lances coming out. Not really sure how much it's going to help the man here against the Medusa, but more illusions are pretty good. If they can hit her, that is, which with the butterfly, it's quite hard to do that at the moment.
I mean, more illusions are good, but not into Beastmaster as well. To remember that. The Drums of Islam just enjoying more things to lifesteal off of. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there in the middle of these fights. Especially if you try to focus down the Beastmaster at some point. Again, for TiltedBoys, just ignore Ade as much as possible, and they have been. So at the least, they've been getting that right. Top tier 2 will fall here towards the cut. TiltedBoys shoving in down bot. And you're getting Skyward do some pretty deep pulls, deep cuts onto mid to prevent that tier 2 mid to fall as well. And that should stall out long enough. You're not going to have a creep wave here to get that tier 2 going.
T2 mid tower. Not going to last very long. Backdoor protection does at least kick in because Skyward is creep skipping at the moment. So they are lacking a creep wave thanks to this Bat Rider. They are still just going for it the old-fashioned way though. They'll all just hit the tower until it does go down. Even Empyrean comes in to help out a little bit, and there you go. No creep wave necessary. Bottom tier 2 though is dropping. So Fuerte, better get a nice pick up here onto the bottom tier 2. But it seems like the cut are just going to go high ground again at the top lane. You've got 2.5 minutes on the Aegis, so you may as well. It does feel like TiltedBoys are not in a position where they can actually deal with this. Unless they continue creep skipping, that is. For now, however, that is not going to happen, and Scourge will move up.
Yeah. Just him by his lonesome. The evasion more than enough to keep him alive. They're forced to fortify with no creep wave around. Not the ideal here for Tilted Boys. So the next creep wave going to be a lot harder to burn down.
That's a problem. Illusions are at least going to be a little bit annoying here for Scourge, but not too annoying. They do clear them out quite quickly. Up in is there. Koya was committed. Archie is in with the charge, but nobody really dropping quite yet, as now the Global Silence is going to counter-initiate here for the cut. These Scourges out of mana completely now on the Medusa, but keep in mind he still has the Aegis up. Force Staff down to the low ground, but the chase is on. They want to try and go for the fight while the mana's not there. Problem is Skyward gets roared up immediately. Skyward is down. He does have buyback if he wants to get back into this fight. It seems like the cut might actually choose to retreat though. But the Aegis is just about to fall. It is now gone. Tilted Boys, can they potentially find him a second time? And the illusions of the PO are proving to be a little bit annoying to deal with now. They are taking through a lot of the damage Scourge is providing. Of course, the mana drain here with the Diffusal Blade is proving to be very, very annoying, as well as Fuerte threatening to jump in, does decide better of it, but they are going to go back on the cut. The tier 3 tower taken, that's going to be enough for now.
Yep. Not going to force the issue too hard. Going to need a little bit more output here from Scourge McDuck before committing onto the high ground. He is going for a full Mjolnir, so he wants a way to protect himself, get some output onto those illusions. Coming through the split shot, not quite cutting it here for Scourge McDuck just yet. Ade, you know, I always enjoy watching Beast Smash in the middle of these fights, just ping pong around from low to high HP because of the Drums of Slam. Always so funny. And I do like his itemization here. He's going straight for the Shiva's Guard to have a solution, more solutions for the PL. But the cut, Tilted Boys again doing a great job just stalling. Skyward just constantly creep cutting, preventing any moves onto objectives. And that should lead to that stall out that Tilted Boys really need. They need a lot more time to keep that build up. They need time to get Wildcard up and running. Their PL with a heart is going to be pretty hard to stop, despite the fact that, again, he also can't quite touch the Dusa down. But it's going to lead to some really awkwardly long fights at the very least, which is, you know, as a fight drags on, it could turn into anyone's fight, depending on who finds a pick off first on softer targets. That is one way to get things done here. And of course, the split push with PL Illusions with Heart, it can kick in much easier once that's up and running.
Yeah. Seems like Scourge is already kind of prepping for this. Like, he's going for the Mjolnir build-up, so wants to have a way of dealing with these illusions. Probably will need one once the heart is available, that's for sure. 6k advantage still standing here for the cut. 73% win probability, 73% chance win probability here. Skyward gonna be spotted by B-God. Yusupta is there to set up. And with the blast off, they have more than enough to deal with the man. And the cut, I believe, are just going to be waiting for the next Roshan before they try to go high ground again. It's a bit of a slower game now. Just the farming game begins. You could still try to force it with Skyward down, but it doesn't seem like they'll have the time to get there. It's probably just safer to go for the full Mjolnir before you do go high ground again. But they are slowly making their way over. They are still hanging around the Dire base.
Just chilling out. I mean, you're shoving in again on the side of the cut. So it does make it a little bit awkward. Only Fairtire is really able to work the side lane safely with Skyward down. So just shoving in where they can, stalling out for that PL, stalling out for that heart. The cut will finally smoke up though.
They will down towards the bottom lane. They know Fuerte is there. The PL, obviously the big target they really want, though they aren't really running in the right direction. Maybe just setting up for the prep for the Roshan. Fuerte has left the building now, just TPing back towards the base. Roshan, in about 10 seconds, we'll find out when it is going to respawn. It seems like first dibs will be the way of the cut, as always here in this series. Question is it going to be a quick one? And the answer is yes, it will be. 37 seconds for the Roshan. I mean, if you're Tilted Boys, I don't really think you can afford to let the next Roshan go. But they may have no choice in the matter at the same time.
Yeah. And they're set up top. They are under vision. So the cut sees right where Tilted Boys are kind of standing around right now. And they see that smoke. Like that's right under that ward.
They'll get the twin gates sorted out here. B-God just getting some mines down. Pretty devastating, that mine setup, because yeah, it's 575 magical damage each mine. Basically doing over 2k if you do go through the twin gates. We've seen multiple double kills happen through these twin gates with the Techie's mine setup. For now, Roshan's actually going to be left alone. They're going to go for the Wisdom Rune instead here on the cut end of things and maybe head towards the tier 2 bottom tower. Same thing will happen here from the Tilted Boys end. And now Roshan has moved its way over to the bottom, or rather the southern Roshan pit. So it's time for the cut to move their way over. And Tilted Boys, they aren't prepared to fight. Which is a bit of a shame because, again, I don't think you really want to lose this right now.
No. I mean, you just can't afford to. Maybe Skyward comes in again and tries to go for a steal. Last time around, he was pretty successful around its second Roche timing, but it doesn't look like that's the case here. He's going to surrender that objective the way of the cut. Scourge McDuck finished up his full Mjolnir as well. So again, having a way to deal with that PL spam coming out, it's going to be pretty damn nice. With a secondary life up and a cheese up and MTD as well. That should be your cue to go high ground. It doesn't feel like there's too much to be worried about. You just have to watch for Skyward maybe going for a cheeky lasso. That's your biggest concern in that high ground siege. Full heart is up for Ferte. So his illusions can do a lot more now in the middle of this. Whether or not that's enough, not quite sure, but high ground will start.
Here we go. Tier 3 tower under siege now. Yes, the illusions only can do so much. This Ferte does have the full heart of Taras, but has no buyback gold available. They'll jump in though. Scourge immediately being focused here. So he's going to pop the Stone Gaze now, turn right back around onto the puck, and they've got the roar out, so Volodka's gone. That's a nice start here for the cut. Scourge, he's pretty low on mana though. His first life going to be in danger already. The charge is there. Flame break up, but Scourge is going to eat a cheese. Again, though, he is pretty low on mana. Going after that tier 3 tower, they will find it. Scourge charges there from Ash. The disruption. Trying to secure this Medusa kill. We're taking to jump in, but unable to get that done himself. And the cut, it does seem like they are going to play this one safely and go for a reset before they come back. You've still got 3.5 minutes on the Aegis, so plenty of time to try and find some value out of this. They have already gotten the tier 3 tower with this one. So, yeah, you want the racks down, but you can come back another time.
Yeah, no need to rush too hard. I mean, you find a good kill onto the puck, but it's not able to really sustain true. And the burden damage is still pretty significant onto Scourge McDuck. So you just go back, reset. 3 minutes for the Aegis to still be up here. Tilted Boys, again, doing a great job of holding off any sort of continuation here for the cut. And they're not able to find any further objectives. It does feel like they'll need a better lockdown coming out outside of Aurora. This Basher coming out in MTD is probably your key timing now. Once that's up, it should enable some more ways to lock in lane.
Ash, Chase is still going, but no MTD. They'll cancel off the Rolling Thunder. Not going to go all the way for that. So here we go again, the cut. Grouping up mid lane this time. Might just go for the third tier 3, but no, they found the PL. The Rolling Thunder connecting once, but not connecting twice. Fuerte again getting caught out. Where's the follow-up? They have Roar up, they just are not committing it. I suppose if you can't see the SD, they just can't Roar, knowing that the disruption could come at any moment. Charge out from Ash. He's going to find the Pangolier with that, but the Global Silence is going to make it hard to follow up, as now Ash has been caught out. The Spirit Breaker down. But the cut, they are still having issues dealing with the PL. That is the big problem. Just all this mana being drained is making it impossible for them to move high ground safely.
Yeah. They just can't leave Scourge Muktak up front too badly. The illusion spam is getting annoying. Ade doesn't quite have the blink on his way. I mean, he has the gold now. If you just somehow blink Roar, maybe the Shadow Demon first, that probably opens up the fight.
Well, the tier 3 top tower, or rather the top racks, is going down pretty quickly. Scourge disrupted up here by Door. Blood going to jump in once again, but will jaunt his way right back out. Scourge still dropping low, but does have the Aegis still intact for another minute. Fuerte now going to look to rush forward onto the Beastmaster, but Scourge will turn around. Throughout all the illusions that he threw out. And the cut, it seems like this time around the Aegis might just casually expire. No need for them to keep going anymore.
And they find one set of racks up top at the very least. So they have one advantage in lane. One lane that will just constantly shoved out. TiltedBoys. I mean, they've got the right idea in terms of what to build up against this Dusa. It is going to be the Bloodthorn here from the RPL. So Fuerte just wants a way of getting some hits in and trying to get that burn off. I do like that you already have the full Ags here on Door with the shards, so double Demonic Cleanse, double Demonic Purge. That is massive for these fights. That could be actually what leads them a couple of big kills in the middle of these engagements, just as it complicates things for the cut. Complicates things for trying to run in. They need to take care of the Shadow Demon first on the cut's end. But you don't have that mobility. Now you've got the Techies and the Beastmaster. Those are probably your most mobile heroes along with a Pango. I don't know if MTD will really want to commit a rollout for Door, but you gotta commit something to take out the Shadow Demon and his illusion spam.
Still hanging about the cut. Hoping somebody shows in that top creep wave, but nobody will. Bloodthorn being worked on here by Fuerte. Still needing an answer towards the Medusa. Very, very calm kind of game now. Like both sides just kind of in a bit of a stalemate, I guess. Like TiltedBoys obviously the losing team at the moment here in this this game number 2. The win rate has been stuck around 75% for the cut for quite a while now, it feels. It's just a matter of like the PL's just causing so many issues here for this Medusa. And once the Bloodthorn's up, you have actually got some really nice answers now in terms of actually being able to get through that evasion. So there's that going for you as the PL. I'd actually be able to burst down the Medusa no problems next time around. There is a rotation down towards the bottom lane. Skyward, revealing himself with the Firefly, is going to try and run his way out. The cut failing to get initiation here onto the bat or the PL. Both will be fine. So you could just wait for the next Roshan if you are the cut. But Skyward's still around here in the bat. But they aren't going to see him, so he's going to be okay to just place some wards down and hide on the tree line. It seems like they are setting up for a counter Roshan fight on the side of TiltedBoys next time around to ensure that the cut cannot take a third Roshan for free. But we'll see, because the cut is starting to move their way through the bottom lane. So it seems like they're almost ready to try and go high ground again.
Maybe just a slow push out. You do manage to find a nice courier kill, not building anything of value at the least, but a little bit more. TP's down though.
Yeah, looks like they finally found the Bat Rider, but Skyward's going to go for a run. MTD, oh, he's not going to see him in time.
Sorry, what?
The silencer is rather the Bat Rider going to be just fine here. More time being bought. Now the Bloodthorn is available.
They reveal that on the illusion. You should be aware now on Dedusa that it is up and running. Roshan still a minute, so it's going to head down bot on the respawn. Should be able to force a fight out here.
Yeah, charge is there. They've got the techies to start, so B got in trouble. He's actually going to survive the initiation from TiltedBoys. The Scourge McDuck going to show himself to boot. Skyward also going to be around. So again, TiltedBoys not willing to give a third Roshan the way of the cut. Not for free anyway. There is going to be a bit of a counter smoke now from the cut, though. It has been spotted, of course. TiltedBoys did have the PO illusions there to see that happening. But it's all about positioning for the next Roshan, which is 15 seconds just about away. TiltedBoys actually looking to retreat just a bit and maybe just loop around through this Radiant jungle. See if they can get towards the Roshan pit that way. Are they going to show himself? Trying to bait for his team. It's not really going to work out. The door gets caught. They found the Shadow Demon to start. Not a bad pickup whatsoever, because then you can commit the roar on the PL. There goes the SD. Door is down. Fuerte looks like he has been spotted. He'll get the doppelganger off here for now, but he could be in a lot of danger knowing there's no save here for the PL if he does get hit by the stun of Ade. Bigon's going to buy back. They are still chasing down Fuerte. I think they found the real PL, but the doppelganger again going to buy him a little bit more time. Fuerte's dropping low though. Ush, he'll charge in. He'll try to help out, but they've got the real PL under control. Now Raw being committed. He's locked down. It looks like he is set to fall, and he does go. Ush trying to save her. Well, be the savior rather. He is going to charge away just barely. But Roshan now open. The cut have the third Roshan in their hands.
That's a big one to find. There is vision here from the side of TiltedBoys, so they could try to make a cheeky play. But this is Roshan with Aegis Cheese and free Ags upgrade. Wondering who they hand it over to. Like, Angolier wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world on the Deuce as well. But I feel like, and this is going to be a little bit weird, I feel like it's pretty decent for a Techie Zags game. Just because the PL's going to have to Phantom Rush to get kills. You can't Phantom Rush when you have a Minefield sign up. So, could be one way of getting that done.
Oh,
Now they'll go with Scourge McDuck.
Why the hell not?
Yeah, but think about it, Mike. Phantom rushing under Minefield. That's an instant counter to PL, right?
I mean, I guess so. I guess. Kind of the thing, like, I think the... Yeah, I mean, I think the Mystic Snake with the Ags upgrade's probably just better against PL overall. Substantially better.
Probably, but Minefield sign.
Yeah, I know.
Minefield sign.
Well, you've already got the Drums of Slom, Jonathan. You can't get greedy. You know?
But more, Mike. We need more of the fun Ags. We need a random Bloodseeker to show up with Ags somehow, like a neutral Bloodseeker.
Mystic Snake spam isn't fun, John?
I mean, it is, but it's not as funny as Techie's Ags.
No,
you know, it's not as captivating as Drums of Slom.
That's right.
Not quite, Mike.
Well, they can't. I mean, they've got everything they can ask for now. It's as simple as trying to move high ground at this point with the Aegis up, and you know, if you can get through both Raxes, you are sitting very pretty as the cut. Here we go, very slow move up.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Charge is there. Then we cancelled immediately by Ash. Scourge. Gonna have to do this very slowly. He's gonna find himself out of mana pretty quickly here thanks to Fuerte. In fact, he's finding himself out of mana pretty darn fast right now. Scourge, forced the back already. This damn PO illusion's proving to be just so annoying. Not much damage being dealt to the T3 tower either. This is going to be a very slow kind of siege, unless they can get a team fight to happen or a pick-off to happen. This is going to be an extremely slow siege by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's going to be slow going, Mikey. I'm just going to sit back, slowly poke and prod, maybe find an opening. Same thing goes for TiltedBoys, though. Skyward just going to go for the creep cuts once more. Prevent the creep wave from coming out.
Oh, Rolling Thunder's committed. Wildcard does avoid the initial stun, but the chase is on from MTD, landing onto Door instead, so the Shadow Demon is gone again. This time Door does have buyback, but they found the PO. That was the real one. It doesn't seem like they quite realize it. Instead, the jump is back in onto Scourge. McDuck is going to get dragged into the tier 4 towers, but he's full mana again. These damn Mystic Snakes proving to be too much. His Door has died back immediately. Fuerte's been caught out another time, petrified up consistently. He's trying to get out. He will be fine for now. But your Rax is slowly dropping here thanks to Scourge. And with the Cheese and Aegis up, it's so hard to see them doing anything about it. Chase again. Lotus Orb out. Nether Strike does nothing. Mid-Rax is going to go, but he is out of mana now, so maybe you can get one life. But he has got the Cheese. They'll land a Charger. Cheese 8. He's fine. Dream Coil's on the back, but Wildcard, he needs some more damage than that. They'll go on to Imperium here on the Silencer, though the 4 staff away from Imperium means he is still alive, still walking away. Wildcard, he will finally secure the kill, but Fuerte now is being chased down. He will barely just make it up, and no, not quite. Ade is still chasing him down. There goes your PO.
No buy
They
back.
are still they're still trying to find a way to just buy more time. Don't allow the Megas to come in, but without a PL up, it's going to be pretty tough.
I don't see you stopping this shoving from Scourge McDuck. You fortify on the racks, but feels like you might need that towards the tier 4s at this point.
Disruption is there. It's not going to do much. We've seen this before. There goes the Megas. They do catch it on a Beast Master, so Arne is going to go down. Still 50 seconds without the PL, though, makes it very, very hard to defend, but they are going for everyone but the Medusa. There goes MTD. Another nice kill here for TiltedBoys, but Scourge is the real one you need to try and find a way to deal with. Scourge is just standing his ground against everyone. Door, getting a little bit too close, will immediately die. Charge out again from Ush. They've got the mana gone here. Maybe they can get the Medusa. Oh, in fact, the Aegis wore out. Scourge, he's in pretty big trouble, but he's just fighting back. Maybe he's not. Charge out again from Ush. At least they are going to get him in the end.
Oh, God. That fight just dragged on way too long. Like, you know, Aegis expires. Yeah. You find that kill in Medusa, but you've lost pretty much all your high ground, except for a couple of junk buildings and one tier 4. So it's time to really play Defense of the Ancients here for the side of TiltedBoys. The good news is their lineup can play Defense of the Ancients quite nicely. And you still have room to go here for Fuerte, going for the Disperser into Nullifier. So you have a lot of ways of kind of trying to rule this back game in. It's going to be a prolonged process for sure. The cut, all they need is just one shove-in, Mike. One tier 4 left. That's all they need. Mega creeps up, constantly shoving in. The full Dagon build here on Wildcard certainly surprising him quite a fair bit. 11-second burst with how much for the amplification? I can't really see, but you've got the Timeless Relic up as well by Sancho. There's a lot of output that Dagon will do every 11.5 seconds. That is also going to be a concern for the Medusa. However, they've got to kind of stack all of that together, because once you do, again, you've got enough output, I feel, to actually take care of Scourge McDuck at this point. It's just, you've lost a lot as well. So these fights are very not straightforward for the side of TiltedBoys to fight. Like that, the control has to be perfect, the chain control has to be perfect. They've got to ensure their backline stays intact. You do need your Shadow Demon to actually survive, so Door has to be very wary about his positioning. If you can get that done, then your high ground defense can hold. You can try to find an opening, but this is going to be probably just going to focus on the next Roche, and that's going to determine whether or not TiltedBoys still has a shot here.
Divine Rapier has been queued up here for Fuerte. Oh wait, never mind. He changed it to a nullifier. A little bit sad. Divine might have just been the way to go here in this game, but side's better of it. Well, the cut grouping up again. The bottom Radiant jungle. You need to at least find buyback gold here on this PL, but he's still just such a ways off. It's the cut. Grouping up now for that slow siege up through the bottom lane. I was going to say, they almost left that Wisdom Rune alone. The Skyward almost looked like he forgot about it, but does end up picking it up in the end. I mean, you might just be safer waiting for the next Roshan, to be absolutely fair. If you are the cut, like, there's no reason to force this. Mind you, next Roshan's at a minute 20. So, a bit of, not the worst timing. It's about, the mid-range timer is there for the cut this time around, but fourth Roshan of the game would essentially secure you the win.
It ought to. Who do you give the Ags to? Truly, well, they'll probably give it to MTD, but I swear to goodness, that minefield sign. Just drop a minefield sign and push Ancient.
It's not gonna happen, John. It's not that easy. It takes time.
Takes time to do what?
To plant the minefield sign.
Well, just rush in where you do so, then plant the minefield sign around her, and then push Ancient.
Oh,
easy.
You gotta channel it, John. It's not that simple.
Oh, you gotta channel it. Oh, woe is us.
Oh.
Channeling a minefield sign.
I've had the experience, John, of trying to put that damn thing in the middle of a team fight. It's not that easy. You end up dying most of the time trying to do that crap, let me tell you.
Yeah, but this is not you playing, Mike. It's B-God, right? It's his techies. I trust his techies.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is the people who's playing against Jonathan. I mean, obviously they're going to see him just standing in the middle of the team fight doing nothing. And they're just going to be like, oh, well, we'll just jump this techies. Easiest kill of our lives. That's what I would do anyway. Roshan is now available. B-God will get started. Skyward in position again to try and steal another Roshan. Or at least another Aegis. Game 1, he managed to make that happen. Still, it seems like they are well aware that Skyward is somewhere in the tree line, and B-God's going to have a cheeky gander around, and they are going to find the Bat Rider to Skyward. Well, he's actually running away, but not quite. He will drop, but he will have buyback.
At least get some information out, forces the Rolling Thunder a little bit early. Roche still set to fall. And, well, that should be your opening. A little bit of a shove up top. Someone needs to correct. Scourge McDuck does pick up the Aegis, and you do get the Ags up for MTD, so no minefield side yet. It is what it is. It is what it is.
You know what you could do, John? You could go play techies and you could build it yourself. How about that?
Nah, I'd rather play Abaddon. I'm a filthy Abaddon player, right?
It's so much fun right-clicking people. I know how you feel.
It is, though. Do you not? You know, you just let go of your hands, you clap and laugh. All right. Yeah, it's like, let's go. They're dead.
No, I don't do that. I enjoy pressing the buttons, John. You know, that's what I enjoy.
Oh. Yeah, that's why you love Earth Spirit. Because you're so skilled at pressing them buttons. Wow.
That's right, John.
So good.
That is correct.
Such a good player. Wow.
I didn't say I was good at Spirit player, Jonathan. I said I enjoyed the hero. Right? Let's get two things straight.
Yeah, but it comes down across your insinuations here as well as they go in.
Lasso's out. They have caught one. It is going to be what seems to be the Pango, but he's fine as the roll was out, and now Volodka's finding himself in danger as to boot. The Puck trying to get out of there. Skyward has already brought back into the team fight as the Bat Rider. Volodka somehow still alive, as now Fuerte actually dropping quite low, is half HP. Ash in the meantime being chased here by Scourge McDuck, but everyone is just being annihilated here from TiltedBoys. As B-God does drop. More buybacks incoming here from the cart. As they are onto the PO once again. Fuerte getting into the invis. They do have the detection in the end. Fuerte still trying to fight, but looking way too low is going to drop. He is down. The cart taking down 2. No buyback available in that PO is what makes matters worse here for TiltedBoys. This is not even close to having buyback gold. And that'll be the Ancient being completely exposed now for the cut as they do move in, just wiping out everyone. GG is called. The cut, they find themselves a 2-0 victory here against TiltedBoys. And you know, John, TiltedBoys, you're going to give the...